Now we are going to discuss about the next data type called list. How to create a list? In Python programming, a list is created by placing all the items or the elements inside a square bracket, separate with the commas. It can have any number of items and they may be of different types like integer, float, and string, etc. So that's the main difference between array and list. So I'm going to declare an empty list like this. Also, I can create a list with respect to integers 1, 2, and 3. You can see output becomes 1, 2, 3. And also, I can create a list with the mixed data types like this. First in value is a integer and second one is a string and next one is a float. Now you can see like this. So a list can also have another list as as an item. This is called as nested list. So you can see a nested like this. You can see a list within which contains a string, and it also contains another list of integers 846 and another list of a single character called a. Next question, how to access the elements from a list? There are various ways in which we can access the elements of a list. First one is a list index. We can use an index operator to access an item in a list. It starts from 0. So a list have 5 elements. We will have an index start from 0 to 4. Trying to access the index other than this will raise an index error, and the index must be an integer. We cannot use a float or another types. This will result a type error. Nested lists are accessed using nested indexing. So we can explain with an example. So I'm going to create a list of strings row like this, and if I want to access the first index value, that means it's a pre, and I'm going to give head becomes O. You can see this in O, and now I'm going to explain with the nested index. You can see that it's a string, and also a list consists of integers. Now I'm going to check the value from a nested list using a nested indexing like this. Means its value is a. That means I'm going to access the first element of the element and second element of that first element. That means in the case of the string, you can see that a is the second element. Also, you see access the string like this. Now it become an error because I'm going to access index which is not available here. So the list index must be an integer. So I'm going to use it is as a floating point. Same way, an index list out of range. Python allows negative indexing for its sequence. The index -1 refers with the last item and -2 with the second last item, and so on. So discuss like this. List, going to access the last item. We can slice the list in Python using the colon operator. So I'm going to same list. To we want to access third to fifth. We do it like this. And also elements beginning to the fourth one, empty one. Next question. How to change or add elements in list? These are mutable, meaning that their elements can be changed unlike string or a tuple. We can use an assignment operator equal to change an item or a range of items. So let's see an example. I'm going to declare or so it's not an even number. So even 0, I'm going to change that even 0 becomes so print. You can see that 2 is changed with the 10. Also, I can change range of value a list to 4 equal to another list 12, 14, 16. Yes, the value is changing. We can add one item to a list using an append function, append method, or add several items using an extend method. So let's discuss with the or the list consists of integer value 135. I need to append one more integer and it becomes like this. We can use an append function. Later we need to print that odd list and the result becomes 1, 3, 5 and 7. And also I can use an extend functions 9, 11, 13. Now I'm going to print this. It become 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. We can use a plus operator to combining two lists. This is also called as concatenation, and also the star operator repeats a list for a given number of times. Same thing can be illustrated like this, or this consists of 1, 3, 5. I am going to concatenate with another list 9, 7, 5. Then The entire list can be see like this 135,975, and also repeat array with 3 times array. Furthermore, we can insert one item at a desired location by using an insert method, or insert multiple items by squeezing it into a simple empty slice of a list. Let's see. I'm going to declare the list 19. Need to insert a value. See result from 139, because 3 is added in the first position. The index is starting from 0, 1, 2, like that. Also, do like this. The answer is 1379. How to delete or remove elements from a list? We can delete one or more items from a list using a keyword called del. It can even delete a list entirely. So I'm going to create a list like this. So column, I need to delete one item, becomes like this, and now I'm going to print list. You can see that O is deleted, and if I want to delete the multiple items using arrange functions, print that list, you can see 1 to 5 is deleted, and if I want to delete the entire list using the del functions, and I'm going to try to print the list, and this is not defined. We can use remove method to remove the given item, or pop method to remove an item at a given index. The pop method removes and returns the last item if index is not provided. This helps us to implement list as a stacks, first in last out data structure. We can also use the clear method to MDA method. So let's see the example. I'm going to declare a list like this, and I want to copy from this list. Now you can see that P is deleted, and also you can use a pop function from the first position. So let's see the O is popped out, and also in the entire list, see that O is popped out. The rest of one is RBLEM. And again, miss pop out. And also, there is a clear function. This object has not. Next, I'm going to explain set in Python. A set is an unordered collection of items. Every element is unique. That means no duplicates and must be an immutable, which cannot be changed. However, the set itself is a mutable. we can add or remove items from it. Sets can be used to perform mathematical set operations like union, intersection, symmetric difference, etc. So how can we create a set in a Python? A set is created by placing all items or an elements inside a curly braces separated by a comma, or using a built-in function called set. It can have any number of items, and they may have be of different types: integer, float, tuple, string, etc. But a set cannot have a mutable element like list, set, or a dictionary as an element. So let me explain using an example. So I'm going to create a set like this. I'm going to print that set. Definitely it's a set 1 2 3. Also I can use a mixed data types like that. Can use a float, string, and integer. Let's see the output. So if I'm going to declare a set like this 1 2 3 4 3 2, that means it's not been permitted to duplicates in a set. That means in my declaration there are two threes and two twos, and it is avoided and display only the unique elements 1 2 3 4. If I'm going to it like this, then we can create a set with 1 2 3. That means we can use a either curly braces like this or a set function like this. How to change a set in Python? Sets are mutable, but since they are unknowed, indexing have no meaning. We cannot access or change an element of a set using indexing or slicing. Set does not support it. We can add single element using an add method, and multiple elements can be using an update method. The update method can take tuples, lists, strings, or other sets as the argument. In all classes, the duplicates are avoided. So let's example with the statements like this. My set is set 1 3. So you can see this is a 1 3. I'm going to try to access using an index method. It shows an error. Said object does not support indexing. If I want to add to this set, I can use an add function like this. Definitely 2 is added with the previous set 1 3. So now the set becomes 1 2 3. And also I can add multiple elements using the same using that update method. So it becomes 1 2 3 4. And also I use the update method with respect to a list as well as a set like this. So it becomes what? I set 1 2 3 4 5 6. Let's come to the point of how to remove elements from a set. A particular item can be removed from a set using the method discard and remove. The only difference between the two is that while using a discard method, if the item does not exist in the set, it remains unchanged. But remove will raise an error such conditions. So let's illustrate with an example like this. I'm going to initialize my set has 1 3 4 5 6. I'm going to use the discard method to discard 4, and we can see that set becomes 1 3 5 and 6. I'm going to use the remove method over here, and again the result is what 1 3 5 because 6 is present over here. Now I am going to discard 2 from this set. We know that 2 is not being presented in the set, and it will unchanged, while in case of the remove method it shows an error. Similarly, we can remove and return an item using a pop method. Set being an unordered, there is no way to determining which item will be popped. It is completely arbitrary. We can also remove all items from a set using clear method. I'm going to declare the new set like this. It's a hello world. You can see, okay. I'm going to pop out this list. See that E is this. Now E is popped out. I want to clear it is. Sets can be used to carry out mathematical set operations like union, intersection, difference, and symmetric difference. We can do this with the operators or methods. Let's consider the following examples of the two sets like this. I'm going to declare a set 1 2 3 4 5 and then assign a variable a, and now b becomes 4 5 6 7 8. Going to consider the set union. The union of a and b is a set of all elements from both sets. Union is performed using a pipe symbol. The same can be accomplished using a method union. So using the pipe method, let's say like this. So it becomes 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. And instead we can use what a union b, because here we are using union method. What will happen instead of a union b, b union a, it also results the same result. Come to the point of set intersection. Intersection of a and b is a set of elements that are common in both sets. Intersection is performed using AND operator. Same can be accomplished using method called intersection. So again we are going to declare two sets like this, and I'm going to use AND operator for the intersection. You can see that 4 and 5 is the intersected element. Also, we can use an intersection method like this. Again, with the same result. If we are going to change the B intersection with A, it also gives the same result. Come to the point of set difference. Difference of A and B means A minus B is a set of elements that are only in A but not in B. Similarly, B minus A is a set of elements of B not in A. Difference is performed using minus operator. The same can be accomplished using the difference functions. So let's explain with the example like this. We declare the two sets like this. First one, we're going to use that subtraction method or the subtraction symbol. You can see this one is available in A and not in B. So I'm going to use the function difference being again is the same result, but I'm going to give like this another result, but it will be same if you're going to use a big different sign. And now come to the point of set symmetric difference. Symmetric difference A and B is a set of elements in both A and B except those that are common in both. Symmetric difference is performed using caret symbol, and same can be accomplished using the method symmetric difference. So let's explain with the same example. Caret symbol becomes like this. Same thing can be used like this, symmetric difference function, and also it can be used like this. Now we are going to discuss about the Python flow controls. So let's explain with the if-else statement. What is if-else statement in Python? Decision making is required when we want to execute a code only if a certain condition is satisfied. The if else statement is used in Python for decision making. So the syntax of if condition is like this: if the test expression colon and put a indentation for the statements. Here the program evaluates the test expression and will execute the statements only if the text expression is true. If the text expression is false, the statement is not being executed. In Python, the body of the if statement is indicated by the indentation. So you can see that here is an indentation. Body starts with the indentations and first unindented line marks an end. The Python interprets non-zero values as true, none, and zero as interpreted as false. So we can explain with an example. So I'm going to declare a variable called num, which has a value called num3 if num greater than 0 colon. I need to print num question number, else I need to print. I did not give the else over here, and other than that this is always printed, and I'm going to declare num is equal to -1 and if number is greater than 0, like so 3 is a positive number and this is always printed, because if it is fails also this is always printed. And here num is declared as 1, it is not been greater than 0, so this is also always printed over here. The above example, number num greater than 0 is the test expression. The body of if is executed only if the evaluates to true. When the variable num is equal to 3, the test expression is true and the statements inside the body if are executed. If the variable num is equal to -1, the test expression is false and the statements inside the body of if are skipped. So the print statements falls outside of the if block, hence executed regardless of the test expressions. Now come to the point of if else. If else can, this is an expression corresponding for that if else. If test expression, body of the if else, you have to put the colon over here and must be evaluated. So it can be expressed using the example. Again, I am going to give numbers 3 and if name is greater than or equal to since print is a positive or 0, else this is a negative one. Let's see it's a positive value. What will happen if I'm going to change this -5? It's a negative number. What will happen is a 0, it's a positive or a 0. Come to the point of Python if, elif, else statement. So the syntax of if, elif, else is like this. If test expression, the elif is a short name of else if. It allows us to check for the multiple expressions. If the condition of the if is false, it checks for the condition of the next elif block and so on. If all the conditions are false, the body of the else is executed. Only one block among the several if, elif, else blocks is executed according to the conditions. The if blocks can have only one else block, but it can have multiple elif blocks. So let's go to the example. Going to declare num as 3.4. If num is greater than 0, it's a positive number. Elif again is going to check whether it is 0, and if it is 0, then it will be printed 0, else it's printed negative. So let's see that value is a positive number. And what will happen if it is 0? It's 0, and 4.5 is a negative. So Python provides nested if statements. We can have if, elif, else statements inside another if, elif, else statement. This is called as nesting in computer program. Any number of these statements can be nested inside one another. Indentation is the only one way to figure out the level of the nesting. They can get confusing, so they must be avoided unless necessary. So we can see an example. I'm going to give that value num is input in a float, converting in a float number value, and check whether it is greater than or equal to 0. And if it is 0, you can see it's 0, else it's a positive number, otherwise it's a negative number. So if I go to declare, this is a positive number.